Blockbuster news. The Bears management is preparing a seismic move in the draft that could forever change the franchise's future. Meanwhile, an elite prospect has just publicly challenged critics with a statement that shook Hollis Hall. And if that weren't enough, one of our star rookies confirms the internal disaster that wrecked last season. The truth the mainstream media dare not tell. Don't change the channel. This exclusive information could determine whether we'll return to the playoffs or fall into total irrelevance. The bomb just exploded in Chicago, and I'm telling you, this could completely change the draft landscape for the Bears. According to Pat Leonard of the New York Daily News, Ryan Poles is actively looking to trade up in the draft, with 6 teams willing to trade down and negotiate their picks. Why is this so significant? I'm telling you, this isn't mere speculation. This is a declaration of intent. The Bears have real ammunition to make this move. Picks 39 and 41 in the second round, plus their current first-round pick at number 10. What are they so desperately seeking? Who would they be willing to sacrifice so much draft capital for? I believe they're targeting 3 specific names: Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, or Ashton Jeanty. Travis Hunter would be a stellar addition to our secondary. Imagine this: Hunter and Jalen Johnson as starting cornerbacks, with Kyler Gordon completing the trio. It would be a nightmare for any quarterback who dares to throw against us. And that's without mentioning that Hunter can also play as a receiver. I ask you, is there anyone more versatile in this draft? Or maybe Abdul Carter? This man is a destruction machine. He led the nation with 24 tackles for loss and added 12 sacks in 2024. Put him alongside Montez Sweat, and we'll have a pass-rushing duo that will make any NFL offensive line tremble. Ryan Poles isn't playing around. He's building a monster in Chicago. And then there's Ashton Jeanty. With Ben Johnson as our new head coach, having a running back of Jeanty's caliber could completely transform our offense. The running back class is deep this year, but Jeanty is on a completely different level. I'm telling you, the Bears have been connected with him throughout the pre-draft process, and his stock just keeps rising. Now, is it worth sacrificing so much draft capital to move up? I think it entirely depends on the player. If we're talking about someone like Travis Hunter, a generational talent who can impact both sides of the ball, then absolutely yes. We can't keep being conservative if we want to compete with teams like Detroit and Green Bay in our division. But we have to be realistic. A trade to move into the top 3 won't be cheap. It would probably cost our first-round pick 10, one of our 2 second-rounders, and possibly future draft capital. Is it too much? I ask you, how much is a player worth who can change the entire trajectory of the franchise? The pressure is on Poles now. He's built a solid foundation, especially with the addition of Ben Johnson as head coach. Now is the time to be aggressive. Great teams aren't built just by accumulating picks, but by taking calculated risks when the opportunity arises. And I'm telling you, this is the opportunity. Switching topics but staying in the draft context, Will Campbell from LSU has made very interesting statements about the Bears after his visit to Hollis Hall. Campbell, who has been rising in mock drafts and is now frequently projected to the Patriots at pick number 4, made it clear he'd be thrilled to play for Ben Johnson and the Bears. It's a great organization. They have a good team. I love their coach. Ben Johnson, great guy. Campbell told reporters in Green Bay during the annual Special Olympics football skills clinic, but the most revealing part was when he spoke about his position. Despite many analysts questioning whether he should play as a guard due to his arm length, 32 and 5/8 inches, Campbell was emphatic. If I'm drafted, I'd play as a left tackle. Why is this so important? Because the Bears desperately need stability in that position. Braxton Jones is recovering from a broken ankle and is in his final contract year. Kieran Amageji barely played a handful of snaps in his rookie season. If the Bears want to protect their investment in Caleb Williams, they need a wall on the blind side, and Campbell could be that wall. The most impressive thing about Campbell is his mentality. Listen to this. I fight for my life to keep the quarterback standing. I don't let anyone mess with my quarterbacks. You can ask my former quarterback, Jaden Daniels, about that. I believe Caleb Williams would be thrilled to have someone with that mentality protecting his back. Could the Bears trade up specifically for Campbell? It's possible, though less likely than for Hunter or Carter, given that the offensive line already receives significant investments in free agency with Drew Dalman, Joe Thuney, and Jonah Jackson. But if Campbell falls beyond pick number 4, the Bears should be making calls. Now, moving on to our third news, and this one has drama written all over it. Rome Odunze, our first-round receiver from last year, has just publicly backed Caleb Williams' critical comments about Matt Eberflus and how he handled the Hail Mary disaster against the Commanders. For those who don't remember, that game against Washington was the beginning of the end. The Bears were 4-2, seemed headed for a great year, and then total disaster. Tyreek Stevenson was taunting the crowd while Noah Brown caught a 52-yard pass from Jaden Daniels to steal the victory 18-15 from us. From there, we lost 10 consecutive games. Odunze didn't hold back. I've never lost like that before. It's never a feeling I'm going to get used to or be comfortable with, and Williams experienced the same. Do you realize what he's saying? He's confirming what many of us suspected. Eberflus completely lost the locker room after that game. He couldn't handle adversity, couldn't keep the team together, and the result was the first time in the franchise's history that a coach was fired mid-season. I'm telling you, this is devastating, but also refreshing. Devastating because it shows how bad the internal situation was, but refreshing because both Williams and Odunze are being honest and transparent. They're not pretending everything was fine when it clearly WASN single quotes T. The big question now is, can Ben Johnson fix this mess? Because let's not kid ourselves, he inherited a fractured team with deep psychological scars after a season that started with high hopes and ended in complete humiliation. Odunze seems optimistic. It's adversity you have to overcome, and that's exactly what we're looking to do now. The excitement for this upcoming season is completely overshadowing anything that happened last year. I believe this mentality is exactly what the Bears need. Not to forget what happened, but to use it as fuel. Odunze caught 54 passes for 734 yards and 3 touchdowns in his rookie year. Respectable numbers considering the chaos that was that offense. Under Ben Johnson's direction, I expect him to explode and show why he was a top 10 pick. Especially if Keenan Allen doesn't return, which seems increasingly likely, Odunze will have a huge responsibility in this offense. Along with DJ Moore, he'll be one of Williams' main targets. Will he rise to the occasion? I believe so, and I think both he and Williams are hungry to prove that last year was an aberration, not the norm. I ask you, don't you think these comments from Odunze and Williams show a level of maturity and leadership that we rarely see in players so young? They're taking responsibility, pointing out real problems, but also looking forward with optimism. That, friends, is what builds winning cultures. If we combine these 3 news items, we see a clear pattern. Ryan Poles is being aggressive in building the roster. Draft prospects are excited about the team's direction under Ben Johnson. And the franchise's young leaders are determined to leave behind the disaster that was 2020-4. Does this mean we'll see a completely different Bears in 2025? I'm telling you, yes. The culture is changing. The talent is increasing. And more importantly, there's a clear plan. No more mediocrity. No more complacency. Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson are building something special in Chicago. And you know, what's the best part? You and I are here to witness it. We've suffered years, decades, even of frustration. We've seen empty promises and rebuilds that never went anywhere. But this time feels different. This time there's a coherent vision from management to the locker room. The upcoming draft will be critical in determining whether this vision materializes. A bold trade-up for a generational talent like Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter could be exactly what we need to make that definitive leap. Or maybe Will Campbell miraculously falls into our range and we secure the future of our offensive line. Or perhaps we stay at number 10 and select the best player available. Whatever the outcome, one thing is clear. The 2025 Chicago Bears will not be the same. Chicago Bears we saw collapse spectacularly in 2024. And that, my friends, is something we can genuinely be excited about. Bears fans, you've heard the facts. You've heard my analysis. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Ryan Poles should make an aggressive trade-up? Would you prefer Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, or Ashton Jeanty? Or maybe Will Campbell is the man we need? Leave your opinions in the comments. And about Odunsa's statements back in Williams. Do you think this new honesty and transparency from our young leaders is refreshing or concerning? Can Ben Johnson really change the culture after Eberfluss? Disaster? Your perspective is invaluable for this channel. Bears family, this is more than just a YouTube channel. It's a community of true fans who have been through the good and the bad. If you value this unfiltered analysis and want to keep receiving the most relevant information about our team, click that subscription button and turn on notifications. Don't miss any important developments as we approach the draft and a 2025 season that promises to be historic. See you in the next video. Explication de expressions utilizadas.